Right on the set.
Marilyn Monroe was one of the most iconic actresses and models in the early 50s and 60s. She starred in 29 films and died in 1962 while completing her 30th film. And back in 1952, she came to Canada to film one of her first movies in which she had top billing, and it was Niagara. And today, I will be showing you the top sites where Marilyn Monroe filmed this iconic movie, Niagara. In the General Brock Hotel that is in front of me right now, and she stayed on the 8th floor in room 801. And it was the first time Marilyn Monroe had received top billing for a movie. And that movie turned out to be one of her most successful movies. And I'm gonna have a look inside. The hotel has changed names since Marilyn Monroe stayed here. And right in front of me here is the atrium. And there is a picture of Marilyn Monroe right at the top there. And apparently, room 801 is a highly sought after room because Marilyn Monroe stayed in that room. And I have to find the room. 801 is that way. There are a number of old pictures on the wall. Let's see. And this hotel was built back in 1929, and it has changed hands a few times since 1929. But the hotel has basically been restored, renovated, and stayed the same. And let's see, 801 is right here. So this would have been the room that Marilyn Monroe stayed in back in 1952. Another famous spot where Marilyn Monroe did some of the film was right here at the Rainbow Bridge crossing. And in one part of the movie, she actually escapes from her husband and hides out right in that tower there. And in the movie, that was known as the Bell Tower. And she hid out right at the bottom. And Marilyn Monroe did have a chance to look around the city when she was filming the first Technicolor movie in Canada. And there is the outside of the now known as the Brock Hotel. I am on the corner of Park Street and Zimmerman Avenue, and right in front of me there in Niagara Falls is a very famous Romanesque style building, revival style building. And this is where Marilyn Monroe filmed the movie Niagara. So it's quite a popular building if you are a Marilyn Monroe fan. This building is empty, but up until 1976, this building was a police station. And apparently, inside right now, the inside of the building has deteriorated. Look at the stonework. And this street I am on is the old downtown of Niagara. And if you take a look back along this street, you'll see the old shops. That there are a couple of shops still there, but generally this little area is not occupied. I am just south of the building right now on what appears to be an old bridge or railroad track. I'm not quite sure, but here's a better view of the building where Marilyn Monroe filmed her movie in Niagara Falls. And there's a better view over the wall. Is Table Rock, where Marilyn Monroe did one of the most famous and longest walks in cinema. And she walked 116 feet in the movie Niagara. And she walked that way. And I don't think there was anybody who had a walk like Marilyn Monroe. And apparently in the movie, one of her heels was actually cut shorter than the other so that she could do her voluptuous walk in Niagara.